Let us see a very good problem. Excel is a wonderful tool with the help of which we can make the calculations very easily. There is no need of calculating the formulas or amount manually. Even with the help of Excel, instant answers can be made available. Students or teachers can verify the answers that they have calculated. As we use the formulas, same formulas are applied in Excel. These Excel files can be prepared very easily. Checking of answers is available in the Excel, and this is helpful for students as well as teachers. Let us see a practical problem of costing where some basic information is given. Now there is a factory wherein factory produces 1000 to 5000 units. The proprietor pays a factory rent which is fixed at rupees 10,000 per month. To every unit that is produced, the proprietor or the labor cost for each and every unit is rupees 5 and the goods are sold at rupees 10 per unit. So from this information, we have been asked to calculate cost, profits, selling price from this data. Let us see how it is to be calculated. As usually, we find out the basic information that is given in the problem. So let us take this basic information. The rent is given, that is 10,000. And the labor cost per unit given, that is 5 rupees. And the selling price is rupees 10. Let us make the calculation for 1000 to 5000 units. So with the help of given information, let us start solving the problem. We have prepared a table wherein we have different columns. We have a number of units, rent, labor cost, total cost. The total cost will be calculated by adding rent plus labor. We'll be calculating selling price and the profit. Now, this cost is fixed. Labor cost can be calculated by number of units into rupees 5. This total cost we know, this will be addition of this rent plus labor, and this selling price is whatever is the number of units into rupees 10. The difference between the selling price and the total cost incurred will result in profit. Let us try to solve the problem. Let us write units or output as 2000. Then I'll just drag field. Now the rent is fixed, so rent will take it from here. Now again drag fill, but the problem here is it will take the next value, drag and fix. So again I'll put this is equal to 10,000. This again is equal to this cell value as it is fixed. This again is equal to this value, and this is also is equal to this value. Then the labor cost is to be calculated. So labor cost is equal to this value into this cell. If I drag it, again it might create a problem because it has taken number of unit, but it has taken next value. So I should know the cell value, and the cell value here is B10. So I should multiply the units with B10. So let me make correction. Instead of B11, I need to do this once only, B10. Again, this will be B10. This also will be B10. And this again will be B10. So I'm ready. So this is 1000 into 5, 5000, 2000 into 5, 10,000, 5000 into 5, 25,000. Let us calculate total cost. Total cost is combination of this cost plus this cost. I can use a sum formula, that is sum into bracket. I may select total number of costs. In this problem we merely have taken two type of costs, and I'll press enter. So this is 10,000 plus 5,000, 15,000. I can simply drag it over here. So now I'm having total cost for each and every output. Again, the selling cost is different. The selling cost is rupees 10 per unit. So again, this is equal to number of units into this cell, not 10 rupees. So I'll drag. I'll again make some correction because it won't show the exact value. So the selling price per unit, I need to find the cell value, and the cell value is C10. So here it is C10. Next column it is C11. So I'll make correction, C10. Again, instead of 12, I'll make it C10. Here I'll make C10. Here again I'll make C10. And lastly, here I'll make it C10. Now the profit is difference between the selling price and the total cost incurred. Now I can observe that it results in a loss. And here I don't suffer any loss, but again I don't earn any profit. So in costing, it is called as break-even point. There is a point where there is no profit, no loss. Now we have to do it once, but the magic is that if we change the amounts over here, automatically the rest amount will change. For example, let us see what happens if we change the value over here. So if the labor cost becomes 6, and if this is same, all the amount remains same. So if the labor cost is 6 and the selling price is increased to rupees 11, now the labor cost is increased by 1 rupees. So increase of rupees 1 in selling price, all the statistics or the break-even point will remain same. We can 7.5, and this value will keep it as it is. Now we can see that earlier when we used to produce anything about 2000 units, we used to earn profit. But as the labor cost has gone up 5 rupee to 7.5, now if we produce less than 4000 units, we may face loss, and whatever we produce more than 4000 will be in profit. So again, if this 5000, the labor cost rupees 5, if this is reduced further by rupees 4, and if we increase the selling price rupees 12, how much it will impact? Yes, even if we are producing 1200, 1300 or 1400, then it will result in profit. So our break-even point may come down. Now if the labor cost is 4 and if the market price changes, that is the selling price is increased to rupees 14, at 1000 unit there will be no profit, no loss. So whatever, if we produce 1001 unit, it will result in profit. Anything below 1000 will result in loss. Again, if we make it 15, then of course we'll have, let us have the same calculations. Let us have this cost as 5 and this cost as 10. Now at 2000 output we are having BP. Let us see whether it comes graphically the same or not, because if the things are explained with the help of graphs, pictures, the understanding becomes more effective a student will be able to understand it in better manner. So let us draw a chart. Now what I want the relationship between the total cost and the total selling price. So let me select this particular table and go to insert. Let us insert a chart from this data. So select the data, insert, go to recommended chart. Let us have this line chart. I click OK, and the line chart is ready. I'll adjust the size. I'll click on the chart and I'll select the data. Now I don't want rent to appear in my chart, labor. I just want the relationship between total cost and selling price. So rest of the items I'll untick. I want on column 1000 to 5000. So I'll click OK. Everything is fine. I'll click OK. Now it simply indicates that this 2000 is at 2000 units. There is no profit, no loss, and risk. Here I can say at 2000 it is perfectly matching, that is 2000 output, the selling price and the total cost, it is same. So if I sell goods above rupees 30,000, I will be in profit, and if my selling price is below 20,000, it will result in loss. So if I produce more than 2000 units, it will result me in profit. If I change it over here with the previous example, that is rupees 810. So if I make it 8 and I'll keep at 10, automatically this value changes. That is at 5000, that means even if I produce 5000 units, it will not result in any profit. So we can easily verify the answer, and even with the help of this chart, students will be able to understand the statistics very easily. Or we can have it as 4 and 12. We can have this 4 and we can have this amount as 12. So automatically the rest of the amounts changes. So here that at 1000 we are suffering loss, but after 1000, that is 1100 to 1200 onwards, now we have seen that the labor cost is rupees 5, the selling price is 10, and at 2000 output we are having no profit, no loss. So if we increase the labor cost by rupees 6, and at the same time if we increase the selling price by rupees 1, so that is labor cost becomes 6 rupees and the selling price becomes 11 rupees. At this particular point, that even at 2000 units will be having BP, that is no profit, no loss. So we can also calculate the relationship between the fixed cost and the variable cost. Again, you can insert recommended charts, line chart, we'll click OK. So I'll click on select data. Now what I want here is only the relationship between the rent and labor cost. So I'll untick total cost, selling price and profit, and this is 1000 unit to 5000. This I'll keep it same. So Here I can say that the fixed cost has remained fixed even if the output had changed. The fixed cost, that is labor cost, has remained same, and the rent is purely variable. Even if I change the statistics like 5 and 10, now see here that the fixed cost has remained fixed and labor cost has changed. Even this has affected this chart also. So with the help of this Excel utility and these charts and projections, the subject like costing can be very easily taught. Let us have some formulas. We have been asked to calculate contribution, profit volume ratio and break-even point. So as in manual calculation, we are giving the formula, that is the same formula will be providing contribution, now contribution, that is C, is equal to sales minus variable cost. So this is the formula for contribution. Contribution is equal to sales minus variable cost. So let us calculate the calculation, that is equal to selling price minus variable cost. That is labor cost, that is variable. Let us drag. Now we have been asked a PV ratio. The PV ratio, the formula to calculate PV ratio is PVR is equal to C upon S into 100. So here we'll calculate PVR. So as the formula is PVR is equal to contribution, this we have calculated, upon sales value is this, and into 100, we'll calculate it. 50% it is in percentage, and we'll drag it. The last formula that we'll be calculating will be BP, that is break even point, and the formula to calculate BP, that is BP is equal to fixed cost upon PV ratio. So the BP will be, BP is equal to fixed cost, the fixed cost is rent, upon PV ratio, that is, but it is 50, that is 50%. So fixed cost upon 50 upon 100, so that is into 100. That we need to keep in mind. So the BP is at 20,000 rupees. So when we are selling goods worth rupees 20,000, then we are having no profit, no loss. So we can verify over here also. So at 20,000, we are having no profit, no loss. Let us see one small problem for calculating the taxable income and the tax of the individual. We have given some statistics of Mr. Mohan. He has gross monthly salary 60,000, housing loan, principal, interest, LIC, tuition fees, and TDS. Now, this particular salary is monthly, so let us first of all calculate annual values. Salary is rupees 60,000, per month. So annually it will be 60,000 into 12 months. Housing loan interest, it will remain as it is. Housing loan principal, again it will remain same. LIC, it is per month, so the annual LIC will be 8,000 into 12 months. Tuition fee is for 2 kids annual, so this will be rupees 50,000 into 2 kids. And TDS, that is deducted, that is quarterly, so this will be 7,000 into 4. So now we have annual statistics, and let us move forward. So let us start solving the problem. Now gross salary is written in column A. Then there is housing loan interest. Housing loan interest is written in D. Housing loan principal, that is written in F. LIC is written in F. Tuition fee again is written in F. So gross salary, we'll write the value. The gross salary is equal to this amount. So it is, the standard deduction is 50,000. So we'll write this 50,000 over here, standard deduction. Now the income under the head salary is equal to gross salary minus standard deduction. So this is the 720 minus 50,000, that becomes 6,70,000. Now the housing loan interest, the actual amount, we'll take it from here, D, that is 2 lakhs. The maximum allowable amount is 3,50,000. I'm sorry, it is 3,50,000. So even we can do one thing, is equal to minimum out of the allowable amount or actual amount, bracket company. So 2 lakhs will appear. So if I write it 4 lakhs, it will be taken as 3,50,000. So I'll take the actual value, that is from here. So it is 2. Now the total income, that is equal to income chargeable under the head salary less this housing loan interest. So it becomes 4,70,000. Now the ATC. What ATC investment Mr. Mohan has, that is sum of, that is equal to, so we have housing loan principal, this value, plus LIC premium, plus tuition fee, again as part of TC. So the total value of ATC is 6,14,000, but the allowable amount under ATC is again 1,50,000. So whatever will be the lesser value, that is allowable amount or actual amount, that will be taken. So minimum of actual amount or the allowable amount, bracket complete, and press enter. So only 1,50,000 will be taken as allowable amount. And the final taxable income can be calculated as is equal to total income, that is calculated, minus this value. So the taxable income in the hands become 3,20,000. Let us calculate how much tax is payable from Mr. Mohan. So the taxable income is 3,20,000. So first 2,50,000 there will be no tax, so 0 rupees. Now for next 2,50,000, above 2,50,000, that is equal to 3,20,000 and minus 2,50,000. The value is 70,000. So in next bracket, that is 5 lakh to 10 lakh rupees, there will be no income. So this income will be, this tax will be 0 into 0%, and we can drag these values. Now let us calculate the total tax payable. This total tax payable will be summation of all 0%, 5%, 20% and 30% tax bracket. So it becomes 3,500. So the tax payable, this value is equal to 3,500. Now there is a cess 4%. So 3,500 into 4%. So that becomes 140. So the total tax becomes 3,500 plus 1,140. So that becomes 3,640. But now we have to remember that there is a rebate of 12,500 if the total taxable income is below 5 lakhs. So it is 3,20,000, so it is below 5 lakhs. So there will be rebate of 3,640. So no tax is supposed to be paid. Now if your income is below rupees 5 lakhs, rebate can be given, that will be maximum amount, well, 12,500, but the total taxable amount is 3,640. So the minimum value, that is 3,640 or 12,500, that will be given. So the rebate given will be 3,640, the same value, and the tax payable will be total tax less rebate value. Now the tax payable becomes 0, but already Mr. Mohan has paid a TDS, that is 28,000. So the tax payable is 0 and TDS value is 28,000. So the refund is equal to tax payable 0 less TDS paid 28,000. So